What's up, everybody? How's it going? I do have some news that took me honestly too long. Actually, let me switch to camera. Let me get the cam on for you. So I have some news that honestly took me far too long to even figure out or even think to even do. But just give me a second. I'm just sending out the promos for the stream. Do. Where's the Kirby? There's the Kirby. So yeah, so basically, you know how my streams have usually been like delayed by like somewhere anywhere from like 3 to 7 minutes. It's usually because every single time I turn on the Switch, and I've explained this before, but it has an ending. But when I would turn on my Switch would talk back and forth with the TV, right? And the TV, hey, what's up, Q? The TV would be like, hey, I have HDR capabilities. This TV does not have HDR capabilities. I don't know why it's telling it that. Right? You've heard me talk about this many, many times. And then when I do that, like when it comes up and you say, like, it basically comes up and says, do you want to adjust the settings? Yes, go into adjusting the settings right now. No, it kind of puts it in a default mode that kind of blows out all the color. You know, when we were playing on Mario Kart World, when I first got the system, it would make the beach courses look extremely bright, right? So basically, when it comes down to that, um, I would just have to restart the system, and sometimes the TV is just like, hey, I have HDR capabilities, and it would just go through this stupid cycle. And so I thought to myself, okay, well, let me go through the settings here. Let me go through the settings. And I went through the settings, and lo and behold, there's the setting for don't automatically detect the TV. And I was just like, why didn't I pick this at the beginning? So I turned that off. I set it up the way that I know the settings are. Um, just give me a second. I'm getting a lot of text messages here, and I need to get through these. So once I put that on, boom, everything turned off, everything's cleaned, everything's fine. Sorry about this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about these messages. I'm getting a whole bunch coming through, and I can't really ignore them at the moment. It's kind of impossible to do so. Okay, let's try our best to get into Kirby. A lot of really serious stuff happening, and it's going to be really hard for me to focus. It's really hard to focus, especially when it's just before stream, but we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best. We're going to continue on with some Kirby today, the DLC basically, and hopefully try to absorb ourselves into that. Yeah, it's just some really serious stuff, and it's really hard to focus otherwise. You know, when you have friends going through some hard times, and you know they're basically just saying like, "Here's my conundrum that I'm stuck in," and you're just like, "Yeah, I'd love to be able to fix that for you, honestly." But you're like kind of like feeling helpless. Feeling helpless going into a stream is not the best. But yeah. Let me switch over to the TV. Hopefully the TV's going to play nice today. That is. But we do not have any more standard game to play. So we will basically just playing the DLC today. And I'm not sure how big the DLC is going to be, so it could end up finishing the game today, could end up finishing tomorrow. Either or, that gives us a great opportunity to switch back to standard content, which means returning to Call of Duty 2, returning to Genshin, which has just had its patch launch on this Tuesday, and then also continuing on with the story in Zenless, which I'm really enjoying, and I'm only about like 3 patches behind in that, and then we're fully caught up in that story anyways, doing events, doing little side quests, cleaning that stuff up, and then we'll focus on the achievements on both those games while moving on to potentially a new game, potentially either Wuthering Waves or something else. We'll find something. And then we do have Spooktober hitting in October, where we're going to be switching over to some horror streams for, I would probably say, almost every single stream. The only one that I think I might switch over out of all of the streams that I have, I do 4 a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. The one I might switch over is the closest to Pokemon's launch. I know I want to do Pokemon, but I think I might do like a launch day stream, and then we'll pick it up in November. Once the Spooktobers are the way, we'll pick it up in November and doing the same thing here that we've done for both Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then here for DLC at Kirby. We'll basically switch all of our streams over and kind of move from there. Then maybe we'll switch back. It's funny because like I'm enjoying doing these new games, but it's really slowing down the Xbox 360 series. I'm not too worried about the Genshin and Zenless stuff because that's just a progressional thing anyways, but I also do want to try to find those hidden gems with you guys. So we will see what we're gonna have to do to try to make sure we can try to speed up that series a little bit more. So we're just, everybody's getting the opportunity to see everything they want to see. Oh, it's a track board, so you can pick the track. That's cool. Oh, it's right. She wanted us to go talk to the basically the boss of one of the worlds, because they might be sad because their other boss that was trying to kill us is not here. That's fun times. I'm gonna sever the connection between our 2 worlds. I used up all of my power. I'm blacked out. Okay. Let's see what the story is progressing for here. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Hitting that Thursday. We got Friday tomorrow. Couldn't come any sooner, to be honest. Jeez, oh jeez. It has been one of those extremely mentally draining weeks. So looking forward to the weekend. And we do have some polls tomorrow. So far, it's looking like the polls are going to be more heavier, I guess you could say it, on Genshin's side than on Zenless side, because Zenless is just running through a standard patch, whereas Genshin is running through a very, very big patch update. Is this another mysterious vortex? What? You sense Leongar somewhere in there? Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. But how are you doing today, Q? I heard in the last stream that you're having Shrimp tacos? I am jealous. Absolutely jealous. Fecto-Elphalis. Fecto-Elphalis was the big one, right? Possible that after the big battle, Leongar became trapped in this strange place. Come on, Kirby. We have to check it out. So is this a new full world? It is a full world. Potentially only one, though. Shrimp tacos for the win, though. I don't... It doesn't seem like this world has any of those challenges. So we would have hit something by now, correct? Well, let's go back to the level that just unlocked. Is it this one? No, it's this one. Yummy indeed. Hey, what's up, Hector? I also, speaking of tacos, I actually posted about tacos on my Instagram today. How coincidental. Now we're trying to get sun tokens? It looks like the starting world once again. You got a piece of the Leon's soul. Damn, we trying to find this guy's soul? But is this Leongar's soul? It must be a tiny fragment of it. To all the Americans in chat, never forget. Ah, yes, that's true. Try to collect more pieces of Leon's soul as you explore the isolated isles of Forgo Dreams. So I'm not sure how I feel about this right now. When they had the DLC pairing alongside the standard game in the standard worlds, I was all okay with it. But now this seems to be the third time we're using the standard world, which is a lot of reusing assets. And you can definitely tell me it's different. Nod Cry is useless for Sitlawi. Ice versus ice doesn't work well. Yeah, but you have Mavwika. Wait, do you have Mavwika? I mean, regardless, you do have you do have what do you call it? Diluc. You know? Numa versus Ice doesn't do much either. I mean, yeah, you do have OP Amber. That's true. I'm probably going to be playing Genshin long enough for that character to become meta. It'll be so long from now. Oh, I almost didn't see you. Touche. Hey, what's up, Shinya? I mean, I didn't really want that. But you are dropping this character a lot, so maybe I'm gonna have to. Can you shoot down? Oh, you can shoot down. Never mind. That's necessary then. Can I do something with this? You can either have the ice dude. Ew! It was a black pumpkin. That's a rotten pumpkin, Kirby. Don't eat that. That's gross. Heck no. But oh, you did that one. Ah, go away. Nope. You know what I think is kind of crazy? This is just my thought problem. Is the Joy-Cons on the Switch 2 have changed. Like, they have a larger surface area for the Joy-Con itself, but they still don't have it being concaved like you would get on... I know they definitely have it on an Xbox controller. I don't know if they have it on a PlayStation controller, but I love that concaved. It just allows me to control it a lot better. And it's just like, come on, Nintendo. Get your act together. Chocolate bar. I bought some chocolate bars today. I was pretty proud of buying those chocolate bars. I feel like I'm gonna go back there. Maybe tomorrow or the day after that. To probably just clear them out. Just gonna clear them all out. At least it's not a mound. It's true. It's true. Yeah. They had I don't know if you guys have Crispy Crunch down there. But anyways, they have Crispy Crunch, which is a pretty standard chocolate bar here. They even had Twix. They also had Twix. But they were on for $1, which in American, in USD, that's 70 cents. 70 cents for a chocolate bar. I was just like, hello? Don't mind if I do. And it was on the clearance rack. Like, it was just like, these are going to go out of... These are going to, like, expire. And I'm just like, do chocolate bars expire? I don't remember them expiring. I mean, obviously, if, like, the chocolate itself gets that white film, that's expired, right? But itself, I don't think so. So I was just like, yeah. This is great. This is great. I know you love Twix. Oh, Crispy Crunch was my favorite chocolate bar growing up. I mean, technically it still is, because Reese's isn't really a chocolate bar. But I love Crispy Crunch. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I was like, eventually, because I've seen the people on YouTube where they're just like eating a 60-year-old chocolate bar, and you're just like, oh god, no, don't eat that. And they open it, and they're just like, oh, it sounds like, or not sounds like, but it smells like a chemical. I'm just like, yeah, that's not good. But I don't think these are at chemical levels yet. So I feel like this is gonna be a win. And they were just sitting there piled up on the rack, and I'm just like, how are people just walking past this? they had other stuff on there. Like they had like, what do you call it? Suntan lotion, obviously, because it's getting into the colder months. People aren't going to really need it, which blows my mind because when it's wintertime, you definitely need suntan lotion. The reflection off the snow is pretty disastrous to your skin. But anyways, most dumb people don't realize that you need to wear that. So it's on sale. But it was on sale for like $9. I'm like, $9? That's not even a deal. I think that's full price. If I'm mistaken. That's really expensive. Oh! What about here? Ooh, okay, I see what you're saying here. Can you... I'm gonna take one of these guys. Does wine expire? So I have like rice wine vinegar and stuff like that. Stuff like the wines that you would use specifically for cooking and such, right? And I would say those last longer than standard. But I have had ones where you get a residue at the bottom of the bottle, and I classify that as expired. So, if the wine doesn't have a residue at the bottle, I would say no. Liquor. Now, liquor, I feel could probably be different. I feel like liquor would last way longer than wine. But then again, I don't know. Don't take these answers as like this is the truth, and I'm gonna, dictate my life based upon what JC says. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want death on my conscience. But I don't think so. Go. Chase him. Yeah. That was only one hit. Oh. Okay. I don't even know in what capacity you could take my quotes. So it's just better to not take my quotes. Oh, this is gonna be not easy. But I don't even think I can get that one. Oh, I can. Oh no, I can do this. Not properly. This might take me a while. Oh, come on. That one was like right there. There we go. Like real wine and liquor. Yeah. No, I would just go based upon the residue. That's the residue and the smell. If it smells the same, that's a pretty good one as well. I like to try to follow that one. Does it smell like you should be eating it? Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay. We might get squished here. Because all of these bad guys want to play around. That was not easy. We're almost dead. We need to... How do I get this one? You guys see this one down here? Let's check the next area. Let's see if we can even get out of here, Elflin. Nope. Nope. Bye, world. Bye, cruel world. I knew that was going to happen. Imagine like being like the person that's just walking along and be like, I'm just gonna place this here. Be like, why are you putting that coin there? And be like, well, you know, our adversary, right? The person that we're trying to like take down, he's gonna be coming through this level, and we're supposed to leave coins for him. Just like, but you're leaving currency out for your enemy. No, I understand that. It sounds weird, but that's just what we do. That's my job, Carl. This is how I pay the bills. Like, I get that. It just seems a little counterproductive, don't you think? Shouldn't we be giving him, like, no help? Don't question me, Carl. I don't want to have to report you to HR. Candy corn, yay! But Carl, that's a deep cut on the internet. I haven't heard that one in a while. We're going to Candy Corn Mountain, yay! HR is the snitch. You didn't do your job. You placed literally 5 coins. We know that we're supposed to be doing... Oh! We know we're supposed to be doing 10. If you are enjoying the content, tickle that purple heart that keeps good times rolling. Yeah. It's so weird how that works. I used to... for some of you that don't know, I used to work at BlackBerry. The now basically dead company. Well, it's not dead. It's not doing what it used to do. Let's just say that. And when I worked there, I definitely, like you said, I got hired by HR, and they were just like, hey, if you need anything, you come see me. I'll help you out, right? And I remember one of my employees, because I rose to management pretty quickly, but I remember one of my employees having an issue with like a manager above me, right? And I was just like, oh, we got to go to HR then, right? I'll go to HR with you. And they're just like, oh no, I don't want to cause any problems. And I'm just like, I understand. I'm just gonna go with you, right? We can get to the bottom of this. And so we go, right? And HR's just like, oh, I really appreciate that you brought this to me. Let me just bring in the manager in question. And I'm just like, with us still sitting here, this is supposed to be anonymous. This person's gonna literally hear what the one person is having an issue with, and you're going to tell me that the management is not going to mistreat them in any way, shape, or form? I'm like, this is broken. This is a really broken HR. So in the end, it came down to where like they let the person go, and I'm just like, you're supposed to be there on behalf of the people that are working there, but their HR, specifically BlackBerry, I can't speak for every country, or not country, but every company, was basically there on behalf of management. I'm just like, this is broken. HR was the reason I quit my last job. Yup. Sometimes it's absolutely horrible. Stupid. I'm just like, this is so broken. You basically just told me, as I guess like middle management, that if one of my employees is having a problem, to tell them to, what, suck it up? Because I can't do anything about it? Like, that's so stupid. There's a place you can go above HR? I didn't know about it at my place, but if we had it, I needed to know about it. And also if we had it, I'm pretty sure they, like, conveniently forgot to tell me about it. Oh, that's, it's still so sad, though. Okay, you know what? I don't know why I thought that would have been a good idea. But it's just, it sucks. It's like, I don't know, it's like basically saying that, yeah, you know, people lie, though. And I get it. I'm not saying that people don't lie. But can we at least start with the fact that people don't, you know, usually don't lie first? Instead of just going with the people lie initially. Let's just go with the lie first, and then we'll see if it's true, instead of the other way around. I was just like, this is stupid. As you can tell, I don't work at BlackBerry anymore. It was very clicky. Very, very clicky. If you told me that when I was at BlackBerry that I was basically working at a high school, I would believe you. Ah! Get out of here! No! Oh, thank God. Hey, hey! Listen here, little floaty dude. That was uncalled for. Oh, oh. We're gonna have to go this way. Don't you do it again. Don't you follow what your friend did. Oh, you son of a gun. Oh, that time we didn't even get it that time. Him, I didn't get most of that conversation, but I did get the main MAGA look smart. That is a great, that's a great line to have. I'm just people's too saying will report you. HR simply because they hadn't. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I agree. Personal life should never be mixed. I've actually been fired because I mixed my personal life with work. I learned that very early, not to do that. All right, enjoy your shrimp tacos. Oh, oh God, I just realized. Go to jail. Go to jail. I know what you're saying with that, Q. Go to jail. Go to jail and then go eat. Terrible. That's fine. You can take your food with you. But you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're in your wrong site. Your wrong site implications. We are going to let me go get a napkin. Un momento, por favor. I'm not sure why, but like my hands are sweating for some reason. I don't think I've ever actually had this problem, especially on the Switch. And so it's making it hard for me to do these jumps. It's just because you have some... You know what? You know what's funny? I used to send messages at 3 o'clock in the morning. But then again, I only did that when I was working here at Revolver GN or Ether. One of these two ones, right? But I never did that in like an IRL job. I never did that. Fair. And when I also sent something, like when I was sending messages either in Discord, because we used to use Discord way back at the beginning, we used to use the Kick Messenger. Everybody remember Kick Messenger? Or Google Hangouts. Anybody remember those? But we used to build our company through that, right? And I would send messages to that. But when I was sending messages, let's say it's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I had no expectation that you're going to respond back. So if you didn't respond back until, heck, even if you were someone that was like working a night shift and you didn't respond back until 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., that's cool. I just wanted to get that message out to you so that next time you have an opportunity to see it, cool. But I was never expecting a response. That's wild. Google Hangouts, yeah. And Kick Messenger. Kick Messenger's headquarters is actually in my the sister city that I'm attached to. Tonight we are drinking Calypso, not a sponsor, but yeah. They had a good deal on a whole case at Costco. It was a variety case. Yeah, I am slightly addicted to lemonade. All day, every day on lemonade. Love it. Also, another thing. Who gives you the... No, just kidding. Actually, I didn't have any issues with Indian bosses. Though the only Indian boss I had was back at Blackberry. He really, really wanted me to stay, and I'm just like, I can't, bro. I think so. This one is Southern Peach Lemonade. The one I had before this one was... It's like Tropical Island or something like that. That one is like definitely less than this one. This one's definitely the better one. Okay, so tell me what happened that made you come to that. Okay. He was alright at first, but later I told him I was working my stuff at the restaurant, and he assumed I was working at the restaurant. Oh. See, we're basically doing the same boss. But they're a phantom. That is the wildest thing to say right now. Holy Jesus. You are ballsy, sir. That stuff would get you canceled. But anyways, no, I did have an Indian boss at Blackberry. Super smart. I think his name was Pavel. And when he came in probably, I think a month before I left. I ended up leaving Blackberry because of, I told you before, it was like high school, right? And when I was there, I came in under a temp agency. I guess I was very... I don't know. I was a go-getter. I don't know what you call that. So, for me, I would come in, and basically, as I was manufacturing the Blackberries, I'd work my ass off. And, like, they would be like, I need this part done 100 times. And I'd be like, all right, before lunchtime, boom, it's already done. And they're just like, whoa. Actually, this is also my first time I had a job where my manager was just like, could you go a little slower? I'm like, slower? She's just like, I don't know what to give you to do if you finish all these. I'm like, why don't we just build more blackberries? What do you mean? What do you mean? You want me to go slower? So you're just like half-assing it as management, eh? That's like crazy. But anyways, so I guess because of that, I got into management before I even left the agency, which definitely pissed off people that had been working at BlackBerry as, you know, as a permanent for a while, or I don't know, went to the agency and then eventually got onto BlackBerry, and I was already there. At 11 months, I was already basically management. I need some health. I knew I needed some help. So anyways, so I got on to management, and then from management, I went to, you know, I took over my own line. And it was going well. It was going really, really well. And then they decided to build a job that was between the line manager and me, called a prime role. And I was like prime management. I was like, okay. And it came to the point where, like, I guess it was time for me to pick my path. Where do I want to go with my path? And so my manager sat me down, and he was like, what do you want to do? Like, where do you want to go? Like, you're doing a fantastic job right here. So, like, what do you want to do? And prior to BlackBerry, I was not a person that even liked management. Not even gonna lie. This is also before doing any type of, like, gaming clan or anything like that, or any of the management that you currently see me in right now. So I got into it. I'm just like, I really like this. And that's probably subsequently why I'm a manager now, and why I start my own companies, because I do actually enjoy being in management. It's not the whole, it's not a control thing. It's not a control thing at all. It's just, it's something that I know I have a skill for because I'm organized. And I like planning things and stuff like that. Stop! Like, if I want to try to do damage, I gotta get close to you. And then if I get close to you, I get swiped and then lose health. So anyways, he asked me what I wanted to do with my time at BlackBerry. And I said, I want to continue in management. This is going great. I really enjoy this. And he's just like, well, I want you to be something called an ETA, which basically means someone that finds the blackberries that are not working and then figures it out. And I was all about pumping out numbers, right? So we would do like 1,400 blackberries per shift. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do 1,500, or I'm going to get that 1,400 done before like the third quarter of that shift, right? And so he's like, I want you to do this. I'm like, no, that's problem solving. ETAs do like 10 blackberries per shift, depending on how messed up the blackberry is. And I don't like that. I don't like problem solving. As you guys know here at the network, puzzle games drive me absolutely insane. Right? And so I was like, I don't want to do that. And as soon as I said that, he's like, okay, I can understand that. I can understand that. And as soon as I said that, at the end of that meeting, nope. I basically ended my career at BlackBerry. Because he's just like, no, I wanted you to be this. I wanted you to accept this. And because you didn't accept this, I'm now going to basically just let you kind of like expire here. And he had a friend of his that he wanted to get into that position. This was a friend that decided, he's just like, I'm done with this place. I don't want to be in this company anymore. I'm out. And they were just like, hey, if you decide to stay at this company, and I'm telling you right now, this guy had horrible quality work ethic. Horrible. But they're just like, he's like, if you stay, then I will give you this position, which has a higher pay grade and it has security. And I'm just like, and as soon as that happened, I was like, this is stupid. Then to take it a step further, since I was the highest performing manager on that shift, he was just like, I need you to train Sean. That was his name. I need to train Sean on this position. You want me to train Sean to replace me on the position that I wanted. This is broken. And so I became very, very disgruntled. Very disgruntled. Please don't kill me. And I won't tell you all the things I did when I was disgruntled. I won't do that. But let's just say I was not what I was before. Because I knew this place was a clique, and I just didn't care anymore. And then, yeah, it got to the point where I was going to leave. And a month prior to that, that's when the Indian manager came in, and he saw what I was doing, and he's just like, but you're smart. You could go really far here. And I'm just like, yeah, no, I can't. I've been literally blackballed out of moving forward. So I need to get out of here and go to school so I can try to progress my life. JC the Massive... No, no. If that's what you picked up from me, Hector, then you're missing here. That's not me. That's not me. Oh, yeah. This is not a boss to mess with. You gotta basically just peck. That's true, though, about bitter people. He probably... I wouldn't even be surprised if the manager that I had put me in the position or blocked me off because he was worried I was going to take his job. Because I'm not going to lie, he sucked. There was times where, like, I would basically have, like, a conversation with him and be like, that was cool. Kind of had, like, a... I don't know if you'd call it a bonding moment, but a part where I was just like, you're not too bad. But then... there'd be times where he would just disappear, and I'm just like, oh my god, bro. You're supposed to be at work. Especially on night shift. They would basically come clock in, and then they would go to a strip club. And leave the rest of us kind of just working away. Like I said, I can't tell you everything that happened at Blackberry. I'm pretty sure there's probably some NDA out there still with my name on it. Ow! No! You better get that and not get hit. Thank God. Well, I should probably actually pull up my, what do you call it? I should pull up my documentation and see if that NDA is still rocking. Shouldn't be. I left there in 2012? Yeah, no, I left there in 2009. I don't know how long their NDA runs for. Because there's a standard for NDAs, but then there's also like a stipulation where you can modify the document yourself. And add like a more stipulation of just like, it needs to be 10 years, it needs to be 20 years or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe someday I'll oh, we missed 2. Where? But anyways, maybe someday I'll look up the documentation and then we'll do a Blackberry expose. Either stream or content, I don't know. Because everything that, when BlackBerry first started building up in my city, it was so prideful. So prideful. Like, you saw the, like, it got as high as, like, it was on TV. And, like, and you even saw the President of the United States. The entire, like, the government of America used BlackBerry because of the security, right? Now they've switched to iPhones. But, like... craziness. I was just like, this is from my city, or like, it's literally the city directly beside me. I live in a city called Kitchener, and it's the city called Waterloo, which was the birthplace. So I was like, yeah, this is really cool. And so, like, you know, when I would build a phone, I'd be like, that could have been built by me, you know, like, or you see someone's BlackBerry and you're just like, that could have been built by me or my line, or at the time that I was there. And so it was very prideful. And then you just saw, like, well, we have lockers, and you're just like, oh, and we had a cafeteria, and you're just like, and then the way that people acted, I'm just like, oh, these are all high school kids that kind of peaked in high school, and they're just not going anywhere. Then you obviously get into, like, the offices of BlackBerry, and that's where the super smart people were, right? But the manufacturing was just all people that peaked in high school, and I'm just like, oh, it's so dumb down here. Yeah. You have an NDA from the 90s that will never expire? Dang. Dang. Blueberry? Nice. Nice. Well, it's funny because, like, when we were there, they hadn't, like, when I first got into the job, they hadn't switched over to be called BlackBerry. Like, you know how, like, Facebook is now a product of Meta, right? But they started off as Facebook, so it's a little bit different that way. But when I first started working there, it was Research in Motion. That was the company name. So Research in Motion, and then they make the BlackBerry, right? But then eventually, I guess they noticed that the whole world started calling them BlackBerry instead of Research in Motion, and so they became the whole company became BlackBerry. But it was funny when I started working there because Research in Motion, the acronym for Research in Motion, and also the logo is RIM. So throughout my entire city, you hear people talking about getting a rim job. Do you have a rim job? I got a rim job. I'm going to get my rim job today, or I'm going to my rim job today. It was hilarious. Hey, that actually, to be honest, that might actually be another reason why they changed the name. You never know, right? This hefty hammer is made from super tough stone. It's too heavy for quick hits, but each powerful swing will deal explosive damage. You'll even crack the ground itself. But yeah, it was a pretty, and it was crazy when we first got there. Like I worked at a building called Rim 22, right? So that means that, and they had more than this. Wait, was it Rim 22? No, I worked at Rim 7. Yeah, so I worked at Rim 7, but they had 22 buildings. So like Rim 1 to I think 6 was like the offices. 7 to 9 was 7 to 8 was manufacturing, 9 was repair, and then I think the other ones were just like warehouses. But they had 22 buildings. I think now they've been reduced down to like one building, and they don't even have anything like I think on the outside that even shows who they are. It was crazy. It was a whole you would think it was a school campus, how many buildings they had in one area, and it was directly beside the university, so it was definitely competing for the area, and I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up selling a lot of their buildings off to the university in the first place. Get a BlackBerry for fun? Yeah. They stopped manufacturing themselves. Which, did you guys hear about this whole thing about, and this will probably be the only time I'll get fully into something that's really political right now, but did you guys hear about the whole ice being sent by this girl in Georgia to the Hyundai plant? Did you guys hear about this? And it was workers from Hyundai that were basically setting up the plant before it would be okay, so you don't know. Hector might know, but if you don't know, so basically our stream is all over the place, but I think that's just always how it is all the time. But anyways, so this one woman that's actually running for Congress, white, blonde hair, middle-aged woman, you know the type, right? Karen, right? Basically saw that there was a whole bunch of illegal people working at Hyundai, right? And the dumb C word, yeah. So working at Hyundai, and she's just like, this is messed up. You know, they need to be like, you know, get out of here because Georgians should get these jobs. Georgians should be working here, not illegal aliens or unregistered immigrants. It should be Georgians and Georgians only, right? And so she called ICE and sent it to this plant. There's 427 Koreans, 427 Koreans, right? The number might be a little bit up. It's 400 and something, a little bit like that, but I think it's 427. But 427 working there, and she's just like, oh, that's horrible, and then called ICE. ICE came down, shut everything down, got them all rounded up. And you find out that what was happening was Hyundai had made something like a $450 million investment to build this plant in Georgia. And they sent over their workers to get everything set up. That way they can send all the workers over that are already paid. They're already covered under all their employment stuff. And they understand Korean, so they can just run everything in Korean. It's more efficient. You don't have to switch it over to English first and then get things set up. And what this plant was going to do was it was going to bring in, I think, like 8,000 jobs into Korea. Or not Korea, 8,000 jobs into Georgia. So once everything was done, it would have been, you know, given over to Georgia. Georgia would basically run it. They would employ it, right? And the Koreans would oversee it as they get launched. And the funny thing is, we did the exact same thing at BlackBerry. We built a manufacturing facility in Dallas, Texas, in Mexico City, and then over in Budapest, Hungary. And we did the same thing. They even asked me, they're just like, hey, JC, did you want to go down for 2 weeks and stay in either Dallas or Mexico? And I was just like, no, I'm good. That's too much responsibility. I'm not going to do that. But we did the same thing. But once this all went down, now Hyundai is basically saying, we might actually fully pull the plug on this, which means you're going to lose 8,000 jobs that Georgians could have had because of this stupid person. And this person is still doubling down on TikTok, basically saying like, no, I stand for what I said. This is exactly what it should have happened. And it's just like, what is wrong with you? How dumb are you? But anyways, that's your catch-up point. But anyways, the reason why I brought that up is just, again, going back to what I was saying before, is the fact that we ended up shipping all of our manufacturing, or BlackBerry's manufacturing, all out to these other areas because it was cheaper. It was cheaper to build. Actually, it was cheaper to build in Dallas, Texas than it was to build in Waterloo, Canada. And also cheaper to build in Mexico and Hungary as well. And when that all got converted over there, that's one of the things I guess didn't really go too well, and they got pushed off, and then they built a partnership with TCL in China, and then China continued to run the BlackBerry brand for a very little bit. And I'm talking about, when I say BlackBerry brand, I'm talking about the mobile phone market. They've completely switched back to working specifically on security, and their main bread and butter right now, which I think is kind of cool, but their main bread and butter right now is security for driverless cars. So the fact that, like, as you're driving down the street in your Tesla or whatever, and you have it on the driverless mode, someone's not just going to hack into it and then basically drive you off or drive you into a wall or kill other people. So BlackBerry is kind of the leader right now for security on cars, so that, you know, things don't go. So it's cool that way, but I don't know. I really liked it when they were doing what they were doing before, but I also prefer them to stay in the business market. They excelled at business, being the government phone that people always wanted to go to because security should be in government. When they mixed themselves too much into, like, consumer phones like the BlackBerry Pearl, the BlackBerry Curve, you know, the BlackBerry Storm, all of these ones were just like, you don't need these. BlackBerry Bold is another one. You don't need to be in that market. There's already enough space in that market that you, like, the consumers weren't moving into the business area. You should have just stayed there and hunkered down and just destroyed anybody that was in that area. But you kept trying to go into consumer market. I remember the amount of times when I was working in manufacturing that they would bring skids in of iPhones and Motorola Razors and stuff like that. All they were doing was taking them to the back and ripping them down so they could basically see, like, what is making the Motorola Razr tick? What is making the iPhone tick? Why is it better than what we currently have? Why is it eating up the consumer market? Why are we struggling? And it's funny because even on their side, they tried to block everything out. So they had this one machine that was called, like, an infiller, which basically what it did is it filled in the computer chip on the board so that when you were to put this board on an X-ray, it couldn't see what was inside the chip, and it couldn't see the proprietary, like, let's say the resistors, the capacitors, all that type of stuff that was running the BlackBerry itself. So they tried to block others and then tried to copy what other people were doing. And it's just like, you don't even need to be here. You don't need to be in this environment. Go back to working on business and security. And now we see that didn't really work out. And it's funny because as I was leaving, I'm just like, you guys don't understand. I got invited to, like, so many big meetings. Not like meetings where it's just like, how are we going to build the BlackBerries today? No, I got meetings above that where I went into the offices to just give them ideas and give them, like, a feedback on what's happening on manufacturing. And it's just like, even the top people were, like, so disconnected. And I'm just like, this company is just basically going down because it's elites that don't want to know what the dummies are doing. And the dummies can't even convey to the elites what they're doing anyway. So it's just like a back and forth dichotomy that's just going to run it into the ground. And it did. We are talking about the Hyundai thing. Yeah, I did hear about the detaining thing. Oh. Yeah, I'm so sorry for honestly, and this just I mean this like truly with my heart. To anybody that's watching that's in America, as a Canadian, I'm so sorry to hear what you guys are going through. I honestly wish I could do something more. I really wish I could like I don't know, talk to my government or do something to help out because like this, it sucks and it feels so helpless to be attached to like the neighbor we've known my entire life and obviously before that, but and just be like, you can't do anything, you just have to watch it, and you don't. I don't even want to watch it. Like it's like watching what's happening down there literally feels like a TV show that's not real. You know, it like. When something's told you, I'm just like, that's not real. And just like, that happened. You're just like, that's terrifying. That's terrifying. That's so wrong. And the fact that you not knowing Spanish is a blessing is also sad. I'm also like, to be honest, I'm all for any benefit that can keep you guys out of detention or being detained in any way, shape, or form, I'm all for. But it just, like, you shouldn't have to find reasons to not be detained, you know? It's so wrong what's happening. I'm going to die as soon as I get hit once. I already know it. Yeah, no, it's really not cool. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It was comically low. I knew that was going to happen, but I'm glad that it happened now instead of like at the end of the level, I guess you'd say, right? It does. It makes me nervous as well. You guys, we need to make a new country, and then we should just go hide in that country until everything changes. Oh! Staying low is the best opportunity. Yeah. Country, heck no. I am for that name. Absolutely. No to the ridiculous people. Come here, goldfish. I feel like I should be taking this. Huh? Your religion is against spending money? See, I want that. I want that. Yeah. I get nervous when I see the police, but it's nothing compared to what you guys are going through right now. So I won't even try to compare. Oh. That freaking hurts. Oh, something cray-cray. I understand, yes. Yeah, and they shouldn't be, though. The popos should be the people that are protecting you. It's literally the basic of their job. Did that work? Yeah, I would probably agree. I don't know how it's going to be easy to show houses when you're trying to duck as much as possible. Wait, am I supposed to hit that way over there? Yeah. Yeah, we still have it here in Canada, but well, in some of the places. Some of the places have switched over to people helping people. I think that's the other one they use. Wear a ghillie suit and crawl while showing homes. I mean, that would be pretty hilarious TikTok content, I'm not gonna lie. But, yeah. Maybe you should make that TikTok content, but not there. You know what's crazy though? Is you remember how you would hear about like in school you'd hear about like it was like the human rights movement, stuff like that, and you're just like, oh wow, that's crazy. That's a you know, and people rebelling against the government and such like that, and you're just like, oh wow, like it was definitely needed, right? And I'm glad that they did that. Thank God though that we don't have to do that. And now here you are being like, we're kind of getting to that point where we're gonna have to do that, and that sucks. Like it's like I don't want to. I like the fact that people have, you know, stood up for civil rights. But I don't want to be part of a civil rights movement, or I don't want to have to be part of a civil rights movement. I just want to be, you know, focused on things like what's the new flavor at the Bubble shop near me. That's kind of the stress that I want to worry about. Like, am I going to get to try it before it goes away? I don't want to deal with this stuff. And I think, honestly, there's a part of... That's part of the reason why some of the people are being very complicit. Because of the way that is, like... Oh, God. I think for a very long time, over the last, you know, 6 months or whatever, people have been like, it'll go away. It's not going to be like this forever, you know? Everything will be fine. And then it doesn't seem to be going away. It just seems to be getting worse. Well, if you need me to try to hook up some stuff in Canada, I can at least research and make some calls. I can't guarantee anything, but I can definitely research. Or get a cat to show the house. Cats would at least show you where all the comfy parts are. Can you turn the laptop to the left? Okay, cool. So this is the bathroom. Honestly, I think they should. They should have remote, because I mean, like, look at how, like, what do you call it? How, like, technologically advanced the world's getting, right? So you could just get those same type of locking systems that they have at hotels, where, like, you could basically, like, tap in and be like, you know, hit the button and then it opens the door for them. And be like, all right, so here's your house, or here's what your house could be. As you can see, security's top-notch. Top-notch security. Even if you forget to lock the house when you're not home, just use your cell phone. You're good, right? Also, I'm going to have to ask you that after this tour is done, you need to vacate or I will call the police. It's not your house yet. Can't just stay there. There's no squatter rights. I'll tell you that right now. And if you make me get on a plane, you are not going to enjoy it. But all the niceties out of the way. Here is your sunroom. I mean, it's getting to the point where you can buy cars online. Oh. This is where the food is eaten. That'd actually be pretty cool. Just a walkthrough on the house. And then you just upload that video. Exactly. Actually, you know what I've seen? I've seen people do drone fly-throughs of buildings. Not like, I mean, like commercial buildings. I've actually seen drone fly-throughs of residential units, and you could just do that. You could just hire a drone person to do a quick fly-through. You could probably get them on Fiverr, to be honest, and then boom, you just the rest of it you do that online. I mean, there's still a whole bunch of legalities with all this stuff, but okay, we're not gonna go back to those people. How do you want me to get up here? Oh. When he's in the stairs, he's extremely chunky. And slow. How do you not break the drone? Get good, kid? I don't know. That's the drone pilot's problem. That's not your problem. You're the real estate person. Yeah, you could do that. True. Heck, you could even, to be honest, you can even help other people get their certification. Not maybe specifically Texas certification, but national certification. And then you could help them with the... No! No! You could help them do the test. Ignore my whining. You could do that. You're gonna order a pineapple pizza? I had pizza recently. Oh, I know this every time and forget that with this, you cannot go in the water. Yeah, I had Pizza Hut last night. They had a deal where, they had a deal where if you order through the app, you get, a free large pizza with 5 toppings, which I thought was crazy because most of the time when you get like free pizzas, they're just like, it's pepperoni pizza. And you're just like, can I add a topping? Nah, it breaks the free part. You're just like, yeah, I guess so. But it had 5 toppings. That's as digital as it gets. Look at that. We're coming together for you, Q, and thinking of all these ideas. And though we kind of like make light of it, I don't think these are joke ideas at all. I think these are actually legit ideas. So we are definitely playing the game again. That's basically what this is. It's playing the game again where the bosses are phantom versions of themselves. Yes, sorry. So Pizza Hut down in the States is horrible. Pizza Hut up here is okay. I still think it's weird that like chains can like differ greatly between nations, but I think it's also access to different ingredients. I've heard that Arby's down there is horrible. Arby's up here is fantastic. I've heard that Little Caesars down there is great. Up here it's basically cardboard. No life for Q. It's not no life for Q. That's not true. That's not true. It's just one step at a time. And we're all rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. This is a family mentality here. Okay, you got me once. You got me once. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know if being a plant is gonna actually help you. But different type of rooting. Yeah, see up here, if you had Little Caesars up here, you would think it's a war crime. And you would think that they should be paying you to eat it. That's not even a lie. When I was in school, they would get Little Caesars for pizza days, and I would still eat my peanut butter and jam sandwich. I'd be like, no, I'm good. Thank you, though. Oh, that's a lot of clouds. That's a lot of clouds. Oh no! Did you see? He was like right there. Right there. Anyways. We would love to have you start streaming as well. We're just waiting for you to set up your community. Spud. Spud. A potato. No, you can't just pass away. Come on, Q. Ow! Stop hitting me with all this stuff. Okay. So we did get through that part pretty quick. I can't believe before there was something that was just like, take out all the roots. How? Okay, so now we got a maze here. No. There we go. There we go. Now we're flipping all tables? That's fine. We can have a community of flipping tables. If it helps everybody, go for it. So if we're beating all the bosses, that means we're going to get to the end and have to fight that lion again. But it's going to be harder. And I really hope we won't have to fight that giant dude in the air. Or we had to, like, Goku a transport truck. But harder. I agree. Q is very resourceful. What's the buzz, cuz? This cutter evolution has increased power and flying distance. It's also ricochet off walls, so aim carefully to send it extra far. Clink clank buzz. We are the bus. We are the bus. I thought you were doing a DJ Khaled. You are smart and you are brave. I totally agree with that. No one thinks otherwise. And if they do, we will all punch them. Chaotically. I am supportive and I am cool. You're cool all the time. Don't sell yourself short. Oh. Oh. We're gonna start heading back to being comically dead. Not cool, but I'm okay with that. And I would agree with that. I'm also not cool. But I've conceded that idea. That's funny. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I would agree, Hector. You're one of the funniest people I know. Hi. Hi. Yeah. Even people that don't have strength have their strengths. Even the weak people. Agreed. Hi. So now we have to figure out how to get up here. Strength being dumb. But it's still a strength. It's still a strength. A margarita pizza. I've heard of a margarita pizza before, but what's on a margarita pizza? But tell me when you get back. Don't go order your pizza. Ooh, shrimp tacos. Were they good? Were they good? Questionable strength. It's still a strength. Yeah. So I'm missing something that's going to open that door up there. We're going to have 3 less. They were delicious. That's good. What else did you have on them other than, obviously, shrimps? And I'm assuming it was corn tortilla. The fact that I got hit twice there actually makes me sad. Parsley, lime, sauteed onions, and sauce. Was it super spicy sauce? Or no? Oh, I was gonna say. I needed that. Trying to hide there. None of that. Don't need that. Here. Oh, that was the wrong way. You're lucky. Ow. No. More savory? Cool. Cool. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Even though I had tacos recently, I want more tacos. Where does this open? Oh, it just gives you 3. Okay. Pizza is also good as well. What's your favorite topping, Shinya? I know for a fact that Q's is Italian sausage. Sorry. Sorry. Yes, correct. I really ruined that one there. Yes. Spicy Italian sausage. I apologize. My bad. Oh! If you're enjoying our live content, check out our recorded content. Got gameplay, game reviews, posting on Mondays, Fridays, and a bonus on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And that is over on youtube.com/ETHERxSOCIAL. Pepperoni? That's awesome. You know what's really cool about that? Your topping should always be there. Just standard wise. So you can never be disappointed. That's oh. That's awesome. Why so spicy? I said like a TikTok meme to Jose during his stream and he didn't understand it and I was just like, oh. I guess there are people out there that don't know the TikTok ones. So spicy. So spicy. Bum bum ba da ba dum. Oh. As you could tell, I don't know Korean. Yeah, he was like, hold up, and I was just like, it's a 22, pew pew pew, and he's just like, what? And I'm like, you don't know the hold up? Wait a minute. It's a chopper. No, you don't know? I was just like, oh damn. Hey. Whee. Because I'm too spicy for your heart. I can actually remember that part. It is the English part. Yep. He acts like a grandpa sometimes, I swear. What? Ah! He's so out of the loop. Yeah. Looks like you've already collected all the pieces. Then let's get out of here. Huh? Let's get out of here. We don't need to stay here. Yeah, Q. You're too spicy for heart. You're giving people heartburn. I guess I just leave? Yeah. I can do that too. Hmm? We're gonna have a freeze off? I mean, since I'm the frozen, I don't have to go that way, but thanks. 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 Same with this way. I don't need to... Oh! Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. You get one. You get one taste. No, I said one. Wait, who shouldn't? Wait, what? Who shouldn't have a kid? Man. Fine. I'll just take this one then. Well, wait, don't I need to grab these in order for that to open up? Ooh, a ladder. Okay, cool. Never mind. I'm trying. I'm also trying to stay alive. So from time to time, I'm not looking at the chat, and then I get pieces. I apologize. Jeez. Idiot. Yeah. No? That's not gonna open up? Okay. Okay. Napoleon, give me some of your tots. No. Get your own. Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner. Wait, how is anybody supposed to get these? Am I supposed to not be the ice dude? Is that closed? No. I'm just... Let's buy some more tots for Tina. No! Let's try to get all of them, the big ones first. It doesn't really work. Okay, so that takes us out. So we need to grab the baum. Ow. Alright. We may or may not be almost dead. Oh, is the sound not there? I'm sorry. I will look at that after. I apologize. We've had no issues with it for such a long time, I just forgot. And I was like, oh, cool, it's working. Oh. A phantom Claraline. What if you get the player to go back through the same world, and then you make all the bosses like a light blue, and call them the phantom version of it, and they're a little bit harder? That's a DLC, right? That you would pay $30 for? If you can tell, I'm slowly losing faith in this game. I honestly think the levels they did that were paired alongside the original game at the beginning was proper. Because it was, instead of you going left, you're going to go right. And why are you going right? Because you're getting a power that you don't have before. Now they're just like, no, we're just going to have you collect stuff from the same levels you did before. Not with new powers, just the same powers. We're going to die. We're going to die. She's going to go up high. Doo-doo. Knew it. Agreed. Agreed. Like I already said that if you were to be getting the Switch just now, I need more napkins. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I already said before, if you didn't have the Kirby game on the Switch, you shouldn't get it for the Switch 2. If you already had it, that's different. Thank you for the bit donation. Absolutely, that's a really good analogy. That's a really good analogy. There's like new gun skin or new character skin, and you're just like, oh, it's just instead of it being red, it's now blue. That's not really new. That's literally you going into Paint and being like, click, and you're just like, $15, and you're just like, wait, what? You didn't even put 15 hours of work into that. And if you're going to tell me that you put 15 hours of work into it initially, that's your problem that you didn't price it properly initially. Throws over ripe tomatoes. Throws chair. Thank you for keeping us updated on your pizza. I was asking before, what's a margarita pizza? I've heard of it before, but... I don't know why my hands are sweating so much today. I don't know. I feel like this one's still the better one. No one better to lay a finger in my Butterfinger. Still think Butterfinger BBs were top tier. Okay. So you're saying I should have jumped? Okay. I should have jumped there? Okay. No! That was a critical hit, for sure. Oh, multiple times. We didn't get to see that before. Oh, nice. Dang, this is hard. Girl or whatever. If you are looking for a community call home, hit that Discord link because we'd love to have you part of our community today. And also, if you jump in there and you don't know where you're going, there's also a video tutorial to walk you through the whole process. Thank you for the bit donation or the rip bitty. I can't believe we're having rip bitties here on Kirby. Do we want to try the sword? We probably should try the sword, right? But you give this because I need health, but I don't have. I don't know. Yeah, it's a skill issue. I'm okay with that. I don't even know how you're supposed to dodge that. Jump! See, I feel like the needle one is still better. It doesn't do as much damage, but when the sword Kirby gets going, it's like stuck in animations. Yeah, no, sword Kirby is crap Kirby. Why are you ripped off? Thanks for the rip bitty. We need to get as much as possible and get away. Oh, it's okay. Well, actually, no, I feel like that's on your side then. If you felt like you were subscribing to a channel where JC is great at video games, that is not in the description at all. I am not good at video games. Not even remotely. Oh, dang. So you're getting some spoiler alerts from Q? Yo, this is getting ridiculous. I am not going to get up and move. Watch. Rip heck no. Oh no. See if I can hit her with stars. These stars hurt more than anything else. Go ahead, jump up. That one just don't jump. No, that was the hit right there. Okay. Sure. Sure. That's not what was supposed to happen, but sure. Sure. Somehow we picked up a sword and it turned us into sword Kirby. But whatever. Whatever. It worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. We can move on. Next time on Drama Island. Totally Drama Island. Yeah. I love that show. It was a good show. There was actually a show that was heck yes. Top tier. Good timing. There was actually a show that I think was developed by the same company. It was ran, I think, only here in Canada, called 16. Same styling, but it was great as well. Didn't watch it. It's a good show. I would say it's a good show growing up. I don't know if it would really, not to say it would have like racist stuff in it, but I think it would be kind of like not as exciting today. Oh, you knew of it? Fair, fair, fair. Yeah. True, true. True, true. But this is the end for me. We're going to continue on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern with some more Kirby. Still trying to plot our way through this. I feel like, based upon how our streams are going, we could, in theory, finish it tomorrow. But I do feel like if we don't finish it tomorrow, it's 100% on Monday, which is okay. It's okay. Yeah, it didn't age well, just in the sense of, like, the jokes would probably be really lame. So you'd probably be watching and be like, haha, yeah. I've heard better jokes now, because it's now 2025, right? But back then, it was pretty some top-tier jokes. Spaceballs or Blazing Saddles? I don't know, I still like Spaceballs. Blazing Saddles I've not seen in a very long time. But I still like Spaceballs. But anyways, that's it for me. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Also, we'll have polls tomorrow on Genshin and potentially on Zenless. I think I have some on Zenless, but I have a mass majority over on Genshin. I think we're going to do at least 3 or 4 full polls, so that's 40 polls tomorrow. Just switch to Fatal Frame. That, you got a whole month, buddy. You got a whole month, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, last time I talked about Spooktober, you're just like, I'm not even going to watch for the entire month. But yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow. And until next time, whether you guys are online or offline, stay focused and get yours. See ya!